You're listening to Terror in Wichita, where we walk you through the story of the brutal murders in Wichita. Narrated by Max Bowen, written by Paul Caranci, and edited and produced by Skylar Batz.
Chapter 2: A Troubled Past. Approximately 1978 through 2000. If it is true that a dysfunctional family, abuse, and exposure to drugs and violence will increase the probability of a life of tribulation, then perhaps Reginald and Jonathan Carr were doomed from the start. An examination of a list of risk factors that might lead to criminal behavior would reveal that the Carrs experienced almost all of them. By all accounts, the brothers had a dreadful childhood. They were abandoned by their father, sexually abused by their stepfather, and beaten by their mother. By the age of 6, older brother Reginald was fondling girls that his mother babysat in her home. By age 7, he began having frequent sexual intercourse with his female cousin. Later, he obtained pornographic photographs of his mother, images he kept hidden for years. By age 11, his uncles had given him alcohol, and he was holding drugs for pushers. By age 13, he was a full-fledged drug dealer, with his own mother as a customer. She would disappear for days at a time, leaving Reginald and his brother with abusive relatives. At age 16, when many of his school-age peers were excited about taking their driver's license exam, Reginald was out getting drunk. Reginald and Jonathan frequently shot animals with BB guns, and when they could find no animals to shoot, they took shots at each other. In fact, one BB that lodged in Reginald's head from one such encounter with his sibling was never removed. Whenever the brothers were punished, they were forced to strip naked and whipped with belts or electrical cords, while other siblings held them down. Reginald attended 8 different schools between kindergarten and 8th grade. In 8th grade, he was suspended from school for sexually harassing his teacher. By age 13, he was a member of a gang, which to him was reminiscent of a gang in which one of his cousins was killed after being shot in the head. High school was no better. During his freshman year, he accrued 32 absences and 21 detentions and suspensions. He was about to be expelled for beating up another student when he decided to quit school. He obtained his GED while on criminal probation, but found himself in prison at age 18. Jonathan, 2 years Reginald's junior, didn't fare much better. He lived with his Aunt Phyllis Harding when he was 7. Harding, their mother's sister, resided in Brownsville, Texas, where she worked as a pediatrician. Shortly after taking him in, however, Harding and Jonathan moved to Dodge City, Kansas. She remembers Jonathan as always full of rage and unable to hold a steady job for more than a few months at a time. Dodge City was not the best place for a child to grow. In fact, with a crime rate 28% higher than other parts of the country, it wasn't even a particularly pleasant place to live, even as an adult. It was during these formative years the Carr brothers grew to regard human relationships as inconsequential and lives as disposable. They were damaged goods. Many people have less than idyllic childhoods. Many of them overcome the abuse and become productive members of society. Reginald and Jonathan Carr were not among them.
We're talking about Jonathan and Reginald Carr. They're convicted of abusing and terrorizing 5 people